In this video, I'm going to walk through some tips and tricks and basic starter info that I wish I would have had when I started playing Medieval Dynasty. This is based on my experience, so if anything is off, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. On your main UI, you have the bottom left, which includes your stamina bar, your health, and your measure of hunger and thirst. Below that is how dirty you are. You can clear that simply by running into the water about waist deep, and it'll essentially wash that off of you. At the top of the screen, you have the indicator for season and how far through the season you are. By default, a season is 3 days long. It's important to note at the end of a season, there are quests that will expire, potentially giving you a penalty to your dynasty points, but you also get a free health, hunger, and thirst reset when you wake up at the start of the next season. On the map, the right side includes various types of filters that you can apply. As you proceed in the game, you can spend silver to add different filters, like where certain animals spawn. You can also use the map to find available quests, shown as light yellow exclamation points, or your tracked quest, which is shown as a dark yellow exclamation point. It's also worth noting that it's advantageous to build on a relatively flat and open area, with my current favorite location being where you see the hub of markers on the screen. And it's also worth understanding the inspection mode, by default tied to left alt, which will show you materials on the ground and can be upgraded to include things like animals, various plants, and such as you proceed through leveling up your character. You can also use inspection mode when looking at potential settlers to see their skill levels to know if they're a good fit for what you need at that point for your settlement. As you get into the early stages of setting up your settlement, the management page is going to be your best friend. The top right side will give you all the details, including the totals of what you have in food, water, and wood, shown as just a number, and then the demand per day, shown in parentheses. It's also your central location to see all of your buildings and any negative status that may be there, such as a missing worker, a missing tool, or no assignments for that building. You can also navigate directly to a building's assignments, where you can set the work levels and see on the third tab what the daily net production is based on the demand and your production levels that you have set. The most efficient way to meet your daily wood requirements is to create firewood. And when you're first starting off, the way to do that is to use your handcrafted menu, find firewood, and split a log into 4 pieces. Remember, each piece is worth 5 wood, so one split log creates 20 wood towards your daily requirement. And when it comes to cooking food, your only option when you start is to use a campfire, which you can find in your house. You just have to look below the cauldron. Once you light it, you'll get the wheel of all the options of what you can cook. As you expand and start to invite others to join your settlement, you can use the Settler Management tab to put them into a house and assign them a job, all from one area. It's worth noting that the settler's mood will begin to decrease if they don't have a house, food, or wood met. So getting them into a house and a job as quickly as possible will make your life a lot easier. The easiest way to make sure that food, water, and wood is available to your settlers is to build a resource and food storage shed. So I would prioritize those when you unlock that technology, so you can put all of those materials in those sheds to be pulled by your settlers. Those resources are also available across the map, so any resource shed that you build will have a shared access to those resources. Something that isn't always clear when getting started is how food and water requirement numbers work. Similar to wood, a piece of food has a food value similar to water. So it's not about how many pieces of roast meat, for example, you have, but the amount of food points those pieces of meat account for. Keep that in mind as you're planning your stockpiles. Now, if you want to get the most out of the durability of your axes, pay attention to what trees you're cutting down. Maple will always give you 4 logs, where spruce will only give you 3, and birch will give you 2. Obviously, any will do, but more logs per durability, to me, is always preferred. If you're looking for a fast way to level up your farming skill in order to unlock the barn, I would build a field, complete it, and then destroy it by right-clicking on the hammer and doing that over and over again until you get the technology points you need to unlock those different buildings. My last big tip has to do with carry weight, which I know for me was a big hassle. If you go to Denica, you can find this vendor Matilda, who will sell not only linen thread, but also a large backpack and a large pouch. Those are your biggest storage capacity items that you can buy, and is more cost effective than trying to get the plans and make them yourself. If you need more silver, the easiest way I've found is just to sell stone knives, as they have a really low resource cost to value you get out of it. That'll do it for this video, but if you have any questions, comments, or requests for more content on this game or something else, feel free to drop that in the comments below. And as always, take care of yourself, and I'll see you on the next video.